Over in West Africa, Nigeria came close to meeting its crude production target for April, falling on average about 14,000 barrels per day short of its 1.5 million OPEC quota. That's good news for the government, which is that it is the best showing in 2 months, but analysts doubt whether it can maintain the momentum. CGTN's Kelechi Emekalam has more now from Abuja.
Data from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission show production rising from 1.401 million barrels in March to 1.486 million in April. That's Nigeria's strongest output since February.
The new posture of the new NNPC, new management, which is more or less like in terms of encouraging investors in the sector. So there is some level of physical and stability within the NNPC and the oil sector generally. That is one. Secondly, there's equally an improvement in curbing of oil theft.
The government's economic plan, however, projects a higher production, up to 2.5 million barrels per day. That's well above both the OPEC ceiling and Nigeria's recent figures. Meanwhile, oil prices fell to around $60 per barrel in April, far below the $75 benchmark set for the 2025 budget, putting additional pressure on fiscal projections.
It doesn't help us to meet with our budgets. It doesn't help us to do some developments. But if you look at it holistically, you see that it's an improvement from the past. So you can also say it has helped the economy a little bit, but we are not yet where we have to get to.
While this near-quota performance signals some progress, the bigger challenge lies in aligning domestic oil expectations with global realities. Experts say unless Nigeria addresses inefficiencies in refining and reduces dependence on crude exports, it risks missing out on the full value of its oil wealth. Production trends have been unstable this year, peaking at 1.539 million barrels in January, then dropping to 1.401 million in March. Analysts say that to build on April's success, Nigeria must strengthen sector regulations and prioritize security of its oil infrastructure.
I'm not ruling out anything. I am very optimistic that if we get it right, we'll have the right political will, there's proper oversight, definitely Nigeria can meet its targets.
The only way to ensure stability is to, one, make sure that the frameworks, the PIA or any other framework or in the sector are consistent, are regular. Making sure, secondly, there's equally transparency and accountability within the sector, and equally making sure that the government does everything within their power to make sure they nip in the bud oil theft, vandalism.
Experts argue that steady gains will depend on reforming the industry structure, enforcing laws, and keeping production consistent. With global oil dynamics shifting, Nigeria's ability to turn temporary wins into lasting results may determine its long-term energy future. Kelechi Emekalam, CGTN Abuja, Nigeria.
Time for the sport, and we begin with football.